This thing is cool as hell what you guys do.
Let's go, come on! I'd definitely do it again. The 2006 KTM 300 XCW.
It's orange.
Ever since I started venturing out on these other bikes and getting more familiar with different makes and models and stuff, I decided I needed to try and find a better fitting bike than my YZ. Now, don't get me wrong, Yamaha is a great bike. I have done a ton of work to it, and I may keep it, I may sell it, I'm not sure yet. Depends on how this thing does. I was looking around, trying to get an idea for next year's race bike. Came across this thing, and messaged the guy a few different times, went and saw it. Now, he took extremely good care of this. Put a Recluse clutch on it, which I've never had a bike with a Recluse on it, and I asked him if he had the stock clutch because I was going to change it out and not even mess with it. But after riding it a little while and getting a feel for it, it's really not that bad. I'm going to leave it on, and I'm going to race it just like he has it set up. He has WP racing suspension on it. The bottom and the top end has around 10 hours. It was completely rebuilt. It was rejetted. Has the red spring from what he was saying, for how the motor was built and how it was all set up for his riding. The guy that rebuilt it decided that was the best spring for it. Now, if you guys don't know about these springs, right in there is power valve springs. There's three of them. You have a green one, yellow one, and a red one from different stages of tension that you put on the power valve to open up during your RPM range, basically. So the green one is for basically new riders. It doesn't really give it a whole lot of power. It basically is a stiffer spring, so it takes a lot more to open the power valve up to get that better airflow. The yellow spring is intermediate. That's from my understanding. They all come from the factory or from the showroom floor, whatever, with the yellow spring in it. The red spring, from my experience with it, I haven't tried the other ones, is insane. It's great. I love it. Like I said, I'm going to keep it the way that he has it. I'm going to race it and see how we do. I may change it, I may not, I'm not sure yet. But everybody calls that the demon spring, which is exciting for me, racing it through the woods with that on it. I can definitely feel a difference between the suspension, the seat, the vibration. Basically, the whole entire bike feels a lot more comfortable than the 97 YZ that I'm currently racing. So basically, it's ready to race right now. Has Excel rims on it, which are awesome. I love Excel rims. They're pretty durable. Gnarly pipe, which I'm hesitant about because it doesn't seem like it has a whole lot of low end like the gnarly pipe is supposed to give it, like it gave it with the YZ. I've heard mixed reviews on it. I may go back to a stock pipe. I may try the fatty pipe, which kind of works opposite of what it's supposed to on the 300, from my understanding, and I could be wrong. Now, with the rebuild, he was saying that it's a 44:1 fuel mix ratio, which is different from my YZ. Basically, I'm going to compare everything from this bike to my 97 Yamaha YZ250. So that's the only bike I have to compare it to that I've actually ridden a lot. I put 32:1 in that with the Electron carburetor, the gnarly pipe, you guys know all that. This still has the stock Keihin carburetor on it, which isn't giving me any problems right now, but I've only had the bike a couple days, haven't really taken it out and ridden it through any kind of hard trails or even tight trails or anything except for around at the farm here. I want to take it out to Charles City, maybe the Slades, and tear around through those trails before PIPSACO, because I will race this at PIPSACO October 28th for the 2018 season ending race of the VCHSS. I contacted the proper people of the VCHSS and asked if I could just use either temporary numbers or like house stickers or vinyl numbers or something, so I wouldn't have to order a whole number kit. And they said I was good to go, bring it out, stick some numbers on it, and I can race it, which is exciting because it'll get me really familiar with what either I need to do or what I don't need to do. Now, I can say one thing, with the Recluse clutch, I can start this thing in second gear without having the clutch pulled in and take off. So with the YZ, I have literally tried everything right now. The last couple races I have a little pedestal that I actually am propped up on so I can get more leverage to kick the bike over. It has extremely good compression, and it still won't start first kick. It's always second kick, sometimes it's third kick. And it could just be me and my nerves on the starting line. It could just be the bike, because that's just how it is. I've checked the timing and everything. Everything's good to go on it. Maybe that's just the bike's character. And if you guys have seen my race videos, even just a handful of them, you know I have very terrible starts. We'll put it like that. I'm terrible at a start on the race. I can't kick the bike over first kick. I can't jump off the line with it. I got to kick it over in neutral. It will not start in first or second gear. This is a game changer, because with this bike, I can start it, kick it, first kick, it'll start in second gear, no clutch pull, because the Recluse clutch does its job, and I'm gone. I've done it 5 or 6 times. I'm going to practice, and we'll see what happens. So that's really exciting about this bike. There's not really anything so far that I found that I don't like about it, except for the fact that I have to get used to it. And just like with any other bike, with a 2018, 2019, or 97, you just have to get used to it. You and the bike have to understand each other, like I said before, and you got to get on the same page, because if not, your bike's going to want to do one thing, and you're going to want to do something else. You guys are going to have a terrible time. Now, I understand. I get it. I talked all kinds of shit about KTM. I'll admit it. I'll be the first one to admit it. And I've heard it from some other guys that know I got this bike. Oh, all that stuff you were talking about KTM, now look at you. Oh, you must want to win races now. Now look at you. I get it. Go ahead, let me hear it, because that's what I deserve. But at least I'm trying other avenues. So I've only owned YZs. That's all. I've only owned Yamahas. So owning a KTM, something different. Something new to get used to get familiar with, and I could be extremely good on it next season. You never know. I could be terrible. I could be worse, and then you'll see the old 97 coming right back out to that starting line, and this is going to go back on Craigslist. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. I considered the 2018 YZ 250X, like a buddy of mine has. I considered getting 2010 or newer KTM or Honda, Kawasaki. But when I saw this, and I was talking to the guy, I couldn't pass it up. He knew every owner of it. He knew the entire history of it. He knew how many hours were on the rebuild. He told me exactly how he rode it. He had never raced it. I actually stumbled upon the guy that's real close friends with the guy that rebuilt the bike. So I had posted a thing on a KTM forum. He asked if it had number 13 on it, which it did, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. He knew the bike very well, and said the guy took great care of it. So I think it's a win. I think it's a big plus. I need to get an hour meter on it. I'll probably add 15 hours on the hour meter just to start off with. He said he averaged 10 hours on it, give or take. I might start out at 20 hours. I'm not sure, just so I don't blow the motor up or the top end. The tires are in pretty decent shape. It's got a brand new rear tire. It's the Bridgestone Battlecross X30R. Never even heard of it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see how it does. Front tire is still decent. I mean, it's only gonna need to last for one race, which I don't think is a big issue. I'm fortunate enough to be able to race this in the VCHSS, the last race of the season. And the off season, it will look completely different. The start of next race season of the VCHSS 2019 I'll get custom made graphics for it. My new number is probably going to stick with 97J. I'm not sure yet. We'll see if it's available or not when the number system comes out. So, let me know what you guys think of these 300 XCWs. I haven't really heard too many bad things. A couple things to need to look out for here and there, but it's very small items that aren't really a huge issue at all. Hopefully you guys are as excited as I am about what this thing can do in the next race.